Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
All right, here we go. Okay. Have you seen Frozen 2 yet, sister? Brother? Oh my God. We just saw it with the boys 2 days ago. Okay, number one, it's breaking all these crazy box office, yada, right? Okay, number two, I actually feels better than the first one. First one was pretty special. This is amazing. And number three, there are so many spiritual messages inside this movie. Okay? Or at least how I see it. It's a movie. To me is like art. It's like, it's everyone has their own interpretation of it, but like, holy shit. Like, the music is unbelievable, the story is amazing, and the messages are like out of this world. Okay? So, here's the first one I'm going to talk about, because I have a feeling when I'm talking to a lot of the messages as I'm listening to music with my kids and just so profoundly impacted by this movie. Like, yes, it's a kid's movie, right? Disney movie, kids movie, but regardless if you have children or not, you need to go see this movie. Like, it is just, I can't even speak the right words into it. It is just so meaningful. Okay, so this is one of the songs in the movie, which is called Show Yourself. Okay, maybe what I'll do is that, I was going to say, I'll link in the newsletter this song. No, just go Spotify or to like whatever you listen, wherever you download music, just download the whole album. Into the Unknown is like the new Let It Go, but Show Yourself is the one we're going to talk about today. Okay, so what does, oh God, I almost get the two princesses so mixed up. Okay, hold on. Elsa. It's the blonde one, right? I don't know why. I just have this challenge with who's who. Because, like, my youngest Kai was obsessed with Frozen about 2 years ago. I remember actually taking my oldest boy Tyson to see the first one and not really knowing a whole lot about it and just being there and crying throughout the movie. And, I don't know, Tyson was maybe 2.5 or 3.5, something like that. I'm just so blown away by it. But Show Yourself, okay? So, Show Yourself. This is, again, my interpretation of it, okay? I don't want to give you any pieces of the movie, because if you haven't seen it, I don't want to, do the whole spoiler alert thing. Like, not cool, because I want you to see the movie. But the lyrics in Show Yourself, and what I really hear is that, and I wrote a Facebook post about this too, just like the day after I saw the movie, we tend to feel that we have to hide pieces of who we are, that we're too much or we're not enough. We are so afraid of being rejected or abandoned or left out that we at times we want to fit in so badly, we want to be seen so badly, but at the same standpoint, we don't want to stand out, right? There's this paradox. And why is this? Well, it's wounds that we grew up with as kids from 0 to 7. If you take a look at any of the research and where this is talking about right now, we're imprinted between birth and 7 of things that have happened to us. Now, it doesn't mean that we're imprinted and that can't ever change, but if you're wondering why patterns keep showing up in your life, well, you need to really start exploring some of the subconscious program that you're basically locked into. So in other words, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but the most significant work you do isn't saying, I just need to place my mind on it and do it, right? Mindset. I just need to get it done. I just need to be disciplined. That's great. But what they're literally finding is that's 5% of our actions, choices, behavior is on conscious mindset, okay? 95% is this subconscious program that we are locked into that we don't even know. Subconscious, below consciousness. The way out of that is to be present and start to be aware of that and start to unwind that. But show yourself. There is a purpose to your life. Now, I don't feel that there is kind of one thing that you're supposed to be, that's your jam. Okay? can be. There can be kind of like an overall arc or a theme. But you know that rumbling that you have inside of you that says, well, hell, you're like, attracted to this podcast. You want more. I talked about this at the very beginning of the podcast. The reason that I call this Woman Wanting More is that I had this feeling inside of me for a number of years and finally began to listen to it of like this, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else. I feel like I'm designed for more. I'm feeling this like whispering, which became shouting, which became, and I know that you've had that feeling too. Everybody has. And we, I have this idea for something. Oh, but who am I to do that thing? Oh, I'd really like to take this jump, but I don't have the money right now. Oh God, I just feel so called to, I don't have the time. The kids are little. Does any of that sound familiar? And I'm not saying you need to invest the time and the money and the, chips all in at all points in your life. I'm just saying there is a voice inside of you that is your higher self, my belief, your higher self, your true self, your best self, whatever label you want to put on it, that is guiding you. And because of the wounds experiences, the things that you were told, the things that happened to you, the parents that most likely, because most of us, we're just, listen, if you're a mom or a dad, like we're just all doing our best, screwing up all the time, right? Like literally doing our best, like just figuring it out as we go along. And you know what? Our parents were no different. And whether you had a mom or a dad who was just like really, really, let's just maybe label it emotionally unhealthy, like they were just stuck in the program too, right? It doesn't take away the responsibility and the accountability of people's actions and choices, but understanding that was perhaps the best that they could do. It helps you to begin to see them differently. It helps you begin to heal, because holding on to all this stuff, my goodness, no. Life gets so goddamn heavy when we are so lodged into that subconscious program, The Matrix talked about this, really. I'm sure you've heard this kind of concept before, right? We're just like plugged into the Matrix. Which pill are you going to take, the red or the blue one? Like, are you going to continue to just stuff yourself down and not show yourself? Are you going to continue to hear the rumblings of your higher self saying this way, and you go, no, I can't. I'm not ready. I'm scared. Are you going to continue to see signs and signals all around you and you ignore them? Or you are just so into behaviors that numb and avoid, and whether that be Netflix binging, nothing wrong with any of these things I'm going to mention, by the way, but anything can be done to an extreme, right? Anything can be used as a numbing tool. Netflix binging, exercise can be a numbing tool, right? You choose it to check out of your body. Of course, alcohol, drugs, sex, porn, shopping, like what is the thing that you choose, work that you choose to numb yourself with so that you drown out the voice that you're hearing inside of you? And by the way, I don't mean the voice of ego. The voice of ego is the one, by the way, that's saying to you, you're not doing enough, you're not enough, nobody's going to accept you, play small, hold back, don't show yourself. That's the one that you've been giving lip service, by the way. That's the one that you've been like following blindly, not knowing that that's not your higher self at all. That's not who you are. That's who you designed yourself to be because of the past wounds, because you had experiences which made you shut down your heart or create this massive wall like Fort Knox, which I created in my 20s, actually as a teenager when I look back on it, really, of I don't want to get hurt anymore. So let me create this other version of me, which is done so unconsciously. It's not done as I'm going to put on an act at all. No, for most of us, we just step into this role, right? And we become. And so it's this process of unwinding, unlearning, unbecoming that false self to step into a higher self. And that is the rumblings of show yourself. Listen, we all have talents and gifts inside of us that are just like yearning to get out. I watched a video of Chris Cornell. So I don't know if you know, Chris Cornell was the lead singer of Soundgarden. He took his own life. It was about 2 years ago. There was a lot of celebrities that were committing suicide, like just awful, heartbreaking, horrific, Robin Williams. I mean, just the list goes on, right? And now, for me, grunge was in my 20s, my early 20s. It was such a pivotal thing. It was like, it's just, grunge music to me is like, that was like my like people who are baby boomers, right? That go like, like this music of the 60s, right? Like Woodstock and like all of that. Grunge to me is kind of like that genre. And so I love Soundgarden, loved. And Chris Cornell had this just extraordinary voice. And he took his own life at the age of 54. And I was watching a video of him. This is back, I don't know when it was, maybe 10 years ago. And he was being interviewed by Howard Stern, the Howard Stern Show. And he was doing a cover of course, the song everybody knows, Imagine by John Lennon. And it was just so, just beautiful. And I'm watching this, I'm feeling two things. I'm feeling, number one, sad that this man is no longer walking the planet and being able to share his gifts and his talent. And number two, realizing on the other side of that coin of like, oh man, when he was here, he really was living his highest self. This man had just such incredible gifts. And we can take a look at musicians or athletes or, actors or writers or great leaders or politicians and go, man, they Oprahs of the world, right? And go, they were in their highest self. Like they really put everything on the table, right? And think that somehow that those people are the anomalies. But I'm telling you right now, that's not truth to me at all. We all have this inside of us. And the only thing that holds us back from showing ourselves is us. Now that's a hard one, isn't it? That's a hard one because we want to point the finger outwards. And we want to go, well, I was raised this way. And look at the financial situation I'm in. And but my husband, my wife, they don't listen to me. And look at my kids and where I live and all this stuff. Yeah, I've been there too. Yesterday, today, it is a constant, but yet, what is the word I'm searching for right now? Full of options. It is a plentitude. There we go. I'm looking for an SAT word. It's a plentitude of opportunities, which is this moment, the next moment, the next one, and then this one, and then this one, and then that one, to choose different, to see different, to choose yourself, to listen to what your higher self, which is saying, which is shine, and it's okay, and I will be here for you. And listen, I know this path, and I know it's scary. And you don't have to worry about how you're going to get there, but just please listen. This is me, this is you, this is me. We're all the same. I have the path. I love that you listen to podcasts. P.S. that Karen chick has got it going on. Oh, gosh. Crack myself up. A little bit of mid-morning humor of a, oh my gosh, my day started with chaos, right? But listen, this is your higher self saying, I love all the stuff that you're doing, but listen, you already are that. You just need to step into it. Yes, there's actions, and don't worry. I got it. I got the map. We're going to figure this out. We're good. Please show yourself. Please stop beating yourself up. Please stop running into yourself into the ground and caring for yourself. Please love yourself enough, your children enough, your husband and wife enough, your community enough, your clients enough, you enough. Have faith in knowing that you are not designed to be living a life filled with crisis and chaos and pain and sadness. Are those things part of the human experience? Yes. But they're not to stay stuck in. We are all designed to show ourselves like the world needs us. Do you get that? And I don't want you to feel like that's a heavy thing for when you're hearing those words. It's no, think of it like anticipation, oh my God, I'm so excited. Right? Today is November the 25th, I believe. December the 1st is in 6 days. Well, the boys know that I got these new advent calendars for them. And they're super pumped. Let me see them. I'm no, I'm not showing you the gift in advance. No, I want to be surprised, right? So they're in anticipation, they're excited to see it. That's us waiting for you to show up. to show yourself. Like, we're all excited, like, oh my God, I can't wait. So show yourself. So what is your more tip for today? Well, I want you to open up your journal. And I want you to start to write down ways that you can show yourself, okay? And listen, I'm not looking for, like, you know, you burn everything that is your life right now to the ground and then you start anew. Like, I guess it could be. I know people that have done that. Sometimes maybe that's a requirement. But it could be something simple. Whatever that is for showing yourself, right? It could be like maybe, you know, I don't know, here's something I thought of because I know my youngest son mentions to me. Maybe you have a thing where you really want to learn how to sing. I don't mean that you're going to, you know, somehow be this recording artist, like maybe. But you just like singing is something that brings you joy. And when you're in a state of joy, like you show yourself more. Do you get that? This isn't about like, is it the right thing? No, just start listening to your heart. By God, it is the path. It's like you're sitting there with a blindfold on, and all you have to do is take the blindfold off, and standing right in front of you is your higher self. And imagine she or he is now standing there with this big long like scroll, okay, like this, you know, parchment, Harry Potter parchment, big long scroll of like, I got it all laid out. We got you, hon. You just got to listen. Brother, you just got to listen. And when you really just close your eyes, and at the top of that journal page, you're going to write, how I can begin to show myself is. And just simply write and see what comes out of that pen and onto the piece of paper for you to see. And you might even have things that come through you that you seem silly. Just write them down. This is just for you. This is for you to explore, to listen. You know, I have so many of you, so many women that come to me and go, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just so stuck and lost. Like, this is the beginning of it, right? This is the beginning. So that is your more tip. And, you know, for you, if this is really speaking to you of like, I do want to show myself, but I'm scared. I don't know how to do it. I've been trying. I'm trying to show up and show myself, but I don't know what that is. I don't know how to access this. I don't know how to, like, I am at this point where I just do feel really lost and stuck and like, who am I? Crisis, crossroads, like all this stuff, like, life is not working as it is right now. But yet I feel like I do really want to show myself. I want to really know who I am. I want to really begin to show up as me and to see this and to like be this. So this Woman Wanting More retreat experience is for you, sister, if this is really, really speaking to you today. So I just accepted the third woman into the Woman Wanting More retreat experience, which is January 2020 in like stunningly beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada, where I live. Nature all around. We have ocean, we have mountains. We got deer walking through. I'm not kidding you, deer walking through. We've got all sorts of creatures and nature, and it is like the perfect place to really begin to learn how to show yourself in a group of women that are like you, because you're not alone, even though I know that you feel like you are. You're not alone. You don't need to do this work alone. You're not designed to do this work alone. You don't have to be like me and take like 2 decades to figure this shit out. Like, I got you. But here's what you need to do. If you would like to apply, because yes, it's by application, for the Woman Wanting More Retreat Experience 2020 in January, then this is again by application. There's 2 ways you can do this, okay? You can either, number 1, email me, drkarenosborn@gmail.com. So my name, Dr. Karen, KARENOSBURN @gmail.com. Okay? Or you can text me, 250-589-4811, 250-589-4811. Either way, say, Karen, I'd like to apply for the retreat. Okay, there are only 9 spots that are remaining. Now we're down to single digits left because there's 12 spots that are for this retreat experience. This is like no other live event I've ever done. It'll be like 2 years since I did my last live event from when I do this one in January. Completely different. None of the ass kicking. We don't need to do that. You already do that enough to yourself right now, don't you? Being around a group of women that are like you, loving you, compassion, understanding, sisterhood, no judgment, no shaming, no guilt. Like the way we're designed to be as women, right? For you to really come out at the end of those 2 days going, I got it. I know how to show myself now. I know who I really am. I'm beginning this path now to unwind some of this subconscious program, and you leave armed with all these tools to continue the work, okay? And a profound experience, like every single live event that I've ran over a 2-year period, I did, I think, five or six. I'll say 6. And from those couple of days, I'm telling you, just a picture of women before the very first beginning of day 1 of the event, and then at the end, like transformation, physical transformation, because what has shifted inside, okay? So you need to apply. You got to step in. If you want to show yourself, here's the first step. Here's a way to actually to get there. Okay, so email me, drkarenosborne@gmail.com, or send me a text, 250-589-4811. And either way, simply say, Karen, I would like to apply, and I will connect with you from there. All right, sister. I will talk to the next episode. A life of more really is one step away from you showing yourself every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborne.com/newsletter.